In the stillness of the night, your mind races with thoughts that refuse to quiet down, refusing to let you drift into the welcoming embrace of sleep. You've been in bed for what feels like an eternity, your thumb scrolling through an endless stream of notifications, memes, and videos. You adjust your pillow, turn from side to side and sigh deeply, but sweet slumber remains stubbornly elusive. It's in those moments, as the clock ticks away the hours, that the reality of your unease settles in. The feeling in your gut that something isn't right and you can't shake it off. Sometimes you wake up in a cold sweat from a nightmare, other times with your heart racing for reasons you can't quite grasp. If you've ever been trapped in this restless cycle, allow yourself to breathe, because you're not alone. More Muslims than ever are grappling with the same struggle, caught in the whirlwind of modern chaos that stirs the quietest corners of the soul. In our fast-paced world, where returns on investment and social media validation dominate the daily hustle, our souls are left gasping for breath. The truth is, when your soul isn't at peace, it's more likely to express its turmoil in the quiet hours of the night when the world is asleep. In this video, we will delve deep into 5 genuine reasons why you might be wrestling with sleep. These aren't just random observations. They are intricately linked to our mental, emotional, and spiritual states. By grounding this exploration within Islamic teachings and what authentically resonates with our faith, we hope to guide you back to a place of calm and tranquility. Stick around till the end, because the real reason for your sleeplessness could lie deeper than merely needing a cozy mattress. It might just reveal a profound part of yourself that craves attention and nourishment. And before we dive in, drop a comment saying, "I love Allah," to amplify our community support and connection. You are not just watching, you are part of something greater. You struggle to sleep peacefully because you've invited the entire world into your bed. Let's be honest, we've all done it. You tell yourself it will be just a few minutes, a quick scroll through social media to unwind before drifting off. Yet, what begins as just 5 more minutes often morphs into lost hours of scrolling. Before you know it, it's well past midnight, and closing your eyes feels impossible. Even when you finally manage to put your phone away, the noise doesn't stop. Your mind is racing through a whirlwind of contrasting opinions, loud voices, glimmering images, all clamoring for your attention. And in that chaos, you expect to find peace? That's not how it works. We live in an age where the night, once a sacred space meant for tranquility and reflection, has been transformed into a cacophony of distractions. Instead of using the night to recharge our weary souls, we are draining them even further. Allah has said in the Holy Quran that He created sleep as a means of rest. But how can we find that rest if we allow the last thing we touch before slumber to be our phones? How can we expect our hearts to be at peace when all we've consumed before bed are endless social media posts filled with distractions and arguments? The problem isn't merely the technology itself. It's our choice to let it dictate our emotional state. Ignoring the spiritual dimensions only gives ammunition to our inner turmoil, while the darkness of ignorance amplifies our unrest. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, reminded us that when we sleep, Satan ties 3 knots at the back of our necks, whispering, "You have a long night ahead," but the beauty is that each knot can be untied through simple acts of remembrance. Waking up to remember Allah, performing ablution, and praying. Yet instead we choose to succumb to the allure of social media and endless scrolling, ignoring what our souls truly crave. When we eventually wake, we feel exhausted, both physically and spiritually, as we grapple with the heaviness of a night spent in distraction instead of connection with our Creator. So if you find it hard to find peaceful slumber, the solution might not reside in a high-tech sleep tracker or a luxurious mattress, but rather in the simple act of putting your phone away. Let yourself breathe, rediscover stillness, and allow your soul the space it needs to thrive. You can't sleep peacefully because you haven't made peace with what's troubling you inside. The world goes dark and the silence buzzes, becoming painfully loud. In those moments, the thoughts you've buried throughout the day claw their way to the surface. Echoes of guilt from harsh words spoken, regrets from choices made, and sins somewhere deep within that you hoped you had left behind. When all the distractions fade, it's as if your heart is screaming to be heard, fighting for acknowledgement. The truth is, the reason you're tossing and turning is not that you lack physical fatigue. It's that your soul gropes in the dark, unsettled and yearning for comfort. Many people today live with the sensation of being tired but wired. Throughout the day, they distract themselves with the buzz of life, pressing down their emotional clutter. But these unresolved feelings resurface when the world is finally quiet. Allah has created the night not just for rest, but as a sacred time for reflection. It was a practice of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, to rise in the night, not for show, but to engage in intimate conversation with his Lord, asking for forgiveness for what he had done, openly for what he had hidden. Today, however, we carry the burdens of emotional and spiritual clutter, unrepented sins staining our hearts and contributing to our restless nights. Sometimes the very reason we can't sleep isn't rooted in anxiety or insomnia, but in our fundamental nature, urging us to reconnect with Allah. It calls us to take a pause and seek forgiveness, to cleanse our hearts before closing our eyes. This is a healing that no sleep aid can provide. The moment we redirect our focus back to Allah, we start experiencing relief, tranquility returns, and our hearts feel at ease once more. You are utterly drained at night because you dedicated your day to pursuing everything other than Allah. It's no secret that many of us wake up with an overflowing to-do list, a flurry of deadlines, messages, meetings, and relentless notifications. As night descends, we often find ourselves not just physically exhausted, but spiritually famished. We chase after likes, followers, promotions, and recognition, pouring our energy into everything but what is everlasting, our connection to Allah. With each passing day, we become more depleted, our souls crying out for nourishment while we drown in the noise of worldly pursuits. Allah didn't design us as mere machines to produce and then collapse into bed. He created us with hearts meant to connect with Him. Many may find themselves checking market trends or social media algorithms more than they engage in heartfelt worship, missing the point of existence entirely. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, beautifully teaches that true richness lies not in an abundance of possessions, but in a content and fulfilled soul. So when your sleep feels like a battle, reflect on how you spent your day. Have you offered even a single prayer with full presence? Have you engaged in remembrance? If the days are all about the fleeting, how can you find solace during the slumber that follows? However, the beautiful reality is that you have the power to transform that. As night falls, before you close your eyes, take a moment to settle your day with something meaningful for your afterlife. A single verse, a short moment of reflection, or a heartfelt utterance of seeking forgiveness can breathe tranquility into your restless soul. You feel an unsettling fear at night because you've forgotten who truly protects you. If you've ever laid in bed, lights dimmed, and experienced an inexplicable unease, the dread of the unknown, know that you're not alone. The silence of your room brings with it an eerie weight, prompting your heart to race. It's moments like these that reveal our vulnerabilities. These feelings of fear often stem from being unprotected in the spiritual domain. Too easily we forget that we have the power to safeguard ourselves with the blessings bestowed upon us through remembrance. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, shared with us the profound significance of a few sacred verses. For instance, reciting the throne verse before sleeping serves as a powerful shield against darkness. Allah will assign a protector to you that night, shielding you from harm and the whispers of evil. But when we let the distractions of our devices lull us into slumber without a moment of reflection, it creates an atmosphere where anxiety can creep in, dissipating the calm. It's not merely about psychological fears. Sometimes it's a spiritual awakening calling you to remember your Creator. Nighttime becomes a battleground where Satan, our enemy, seeks to instill doubt and fear in our hearts. By establishing a fortress built on the teachings of remembrance, by reciting blessings and verses before sleep, we reclaim our peace and fortify our heart. You wake up in the middle of the night because Allah beckons you towards something far greater. Have you ever been woken unexpectedly in the stillness of the night, eyes wide, heart heavy, feeling a call deep within your soul? It's easy to brush it off as just a random wakefulness. However, what if it held deeper significance? There's a sacredness in the nights when the world sleeps deeply. During the last third of the night, Allah descends to the lowest heaven, calling out to His servants, asking them if they need anything. This disturbance isn't merely a nuisance, it's an invitation. It's a moment when the universe is quiet and Allah, in His infinite mercy, beckons you to reach out. Perhaps your soul is waking up, yearning for forgiveness, seeking solace for burdens carried for too long. Don't miss the chance to answer this call. Do not drown it out with distractions. Even if all you can manage is a whisper, "Oh Allah, help me," let that be enough. Such moments could change your life forever, offering you spiritual strength and clarity. Dear brothers and sisters, if you've been troubled by sleepless nights, if your heart feels heavy with unrest, know that you are not isolated in this struggle. You're navigating a world that continuously pulls you away from that which your heart longs for most, serenity with Allah. Sometimes sleeplessness is a wake-up call. Sometimes the gripping anxiety serves as a gentle tug towards reflection and reconnection. So tonight, as you prepare for sleep, recognize the potential for transformation, set aside your phone, make a sincere intention to reach for Allah, engage in a spiritual routine that enriches your soul, whether it's through reciting the throne verse, engaging in remembrance, or whispering heartfelt prayers that resonate deep within. And if you find yourself awakened during the night, resist the urge to roll over. Instead, take a moment to pause, acknowledge the stillness, and reach out to Allah. For that instant could mean everything in the realm of your spiritual journey. Tonight, let's do something different. Cultivate a moment of sacredness before sleep. Make wudu, recite the throne verse. Speak from your heart, no matter how messy or tired you feel. When you do this, you transform your relationship with sleep from merely an escape to a healing process grounded in faith. Now, if this resonates with you, I invite you to comment, I love Allah, and express your commitment to nurturing your relationship with Him. By sharing your love and support, you foster a greater sense of community, inviting others to join in this journey of spiritual connection and growth. Together, let's create a haven for those silently struggling in the darkest corners of their nights. May Allah protect our restful moments, cleanse our hearts, and gently guide our souls back to Him in purity and grace.
Ben de evde varsa sonra haber değil. Dışarı bir söyleyeyim.